my first Christmas in prison, it came about 11 months after I got to prison because I went in January. And so I kind of adapted to how holidays were in general when you're in prison. And I mean, it's prison, you know, at the end of the day, Christmas is not obvious. It's not the same. I mean, you're not with your family, not with my kids, you know, and it's sad, to be honest. It's like, I mean, you get, the presents you get are very limited because in prison, you know, you can't get very much on the outside, but you can get books. So I was excited for Christmas because, you know, my family would send me, I'd give them I read so much in prison because you have that time, right, to do it. But in Christmas would come, I would get like a series of books. I would try and go big.
Do you remember what books that you got?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I have a whole list. I'll show you. I think I read like 220 something close to books, yeah. Yeah, wild. Because I never read before prison. But honestly, after reading that much, I love it. Like, I enjoy reading now. That's your entertainment mostly in prison.
Did you have
But
gift
Christmas,
exchanges with the guys?
yeah. So I had a group of friends that, you know, we'd eat together, we'd, you know, walk the track together, and so for Christmas we're like, all right, let's try and make it like as close as we can to Christmas, being in prison, and so yeah, we would do the whole like, we actually did it a different way, but draw names type thing, and so we'd get our person, and they didn't know who it was or whatever. And
what do you mean a different way?
Yeah, so there was like we would just, I mean, we had sticks out on the track, right? And so it's just like, longest stick is gonna be this person, you know, next whatever. So that's what we did, and it actually was fun. But we would come up with stupid stuff, right? Like more so to make someone laugh than like give them a gift, like, oh, thank you, or you know. I mean, we do both, but
like, what's an example?
A good example of that, I mean, it's little things that you would only know if you were in prison, just like, you know, small little things, but like gifts. Just, you know, I gave my friend Chewy just a bag of candy. You know, you get at commissary, bag of candy, some meats. You know, he cooked some good dishes, so I was like, man, I'm gonna connect this for me too.
Not knowing what you can get in the commissary, like what kind of candy and what kind of meat.
Okay, so yeah, you get not most, but like your staple stuff, like candy, Butterfinger, Snickers. I think they had Three Musketeers. They didn't have a lot, but they had like the tops, right? In terms of like sugary little chewy candies, I think they had Swedish Fish, and then Sweet Tarts, or sweet Tarts, the hard Sweet Tarts, you know.
So let's say I wanted to buy a Butterfinger.
Okay.
How much would that cost? Roughly.
$185. Yeah. And I'll find my commissary list. I think I still have one. And you guys can see everything that you could order if you were in prison from the commissary. But Christmas, and I apologize, Christmas is your question. Christmas is as fun as you make it in prison. But at the end of the day, you know, you go to sleep at night alone, and it kind of sucks. But you make the best of it. Holidays are strange. I mean, two birthdays all alone, 2 Christmases. You know, I mean, it's a weird thing because it's totally different on the outside. I think more than anything, you just miss people around the holidays because you're always with them. You know.
Was there a Christmas meal that you guys?
Oh yeah. They cook a special meal for Christmas. My first Christmas, we had It was chicken, mashed potatoes. It was almost like Thanksgiving, like all the stuff, but just Christmas. And then after lunch, the guards. This is the only time the guards like would ever serve up the inmates, if that makes sense. But the guards passed out like a Christmas package for all the inmates. So when you're leaving chow hall, you got like 6 guards with all these presents. So it's a really weird feeling because you don't really talk to guards, you don't really go up to them. And so it felt weird going up to a guard that's giving me a little Christmas present, right?
What was it?
Soup. I mean, it's like little teeny penny candy type stuff. I think there was like a beef stick. We call them beef sticks, but it was like a mini version. It was just small. It was like eating a mini hot dog or something. But I mean, I guess they made the effort. I think the wrapping cost more than what they put in it. It was like this little basket with wrapping. It's like, why are you giving in? I mean, just give them what's inside. But that was funny. That's the only time they did gave you anything in prison. Really, was Christmas.
Did you do an exchange with your cellmate?
No, but I did give him. I just gave him. I knew what kind of food he liked, so I just gave him some food.
What did you gave him?
Yeah, I gave him like 2 or 3 packages of carnitas because they come in these. You can't have 10 anything, so they come in these little packages. Gave him some carnitas, some rice. Again, stuff I'm thinking, hey, when you bust this out, make a meal for 2, right? That's what I do with my buddies too. Anyway, yeah, it's sad. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard. Holidays are hard. Birthdays or whatever, but they're still you're just alone, right? None of your people are there. But you adapt, and again, like I said, you just try to make the most of it, whatever it is, because otherwise it's just miserable. But we did get on Christmas extended time to talk. So you get 15 minutes every 2 days to talk to your family. So, I mean, think about that. I could only talk to my wife and kids. I mean, if you break that up for 7 minutes each day. But that was tough. That was tough not being able to do that. But Christmas, they gave you an extra 15. So you got 30 minutes, but then the phone lines are jammed up. So it's just, you will wake up literally at 7, 8 just to get on the phone because guys are going to be on the phone all day long. But yeah, Christmas was bittersweet, I guess you could say, more bitter than sweet. But that was my first Christmas.